I grew up mostly in Kansas City, although I moved all around the country as a child, and people's first question to me was, "Oh, were your parents in the military?" Unfortunately, my father was in the military, but that's not why we moved. We were living in abject poverty, I think is the best way to describe it, including living in a car for a short period of time. And so I grew up, went to 11 different schools and constantly moving from place to place. And so I went to high school in Kansas City, so that's kind of where I talk about being from. One of the ways that I found to get out of the house, and to be completely transparent, if you joined the basketball team, you got a free warm-up suit. And coming from a house where my mom or my grandmother might have made our own clothes for a long time, I thought it was the coolest thing ever to get the super neat Nike warm-up suit. And so I started playing sports just for the free clothes. And that led to 5 sports in high school, 3 in college, and ultimately it was how I paid my way through college. But I also grew up thinking there's only 2 ways out of my neighborhood. One is I could do some things that are illegal, and I didn't want to do that. My Southern Baptist background wouldn't let me do that. And the other was to be a professional athlete. And that, or movie star, or right, it had to be one extreme or the other. Ironically, I went to college to be a teacher ultimately, and I went to 4 different colleges before I graduated with a degree. And I remember the job fair at my school coming by and talking about all the different vocations, and I had just filed my taxes from being a bartender. And I had made more as a bartender part-time than what the state of Missouri was paying for a full-time teacher. And so I thought to myself, well, where else could I use teaching skills and maybe make a career out of it? Late night TV, as oftentimes happens, there's a passive income infomercial on how you can just buy real estate and never have to work again. It's gonna be amazing. And so I started buying rental properties, failed at that miserably, lost all my money, and then realized there must be an advantage to having a real estate license. For a very short time, I joined another real estate company because there was no Keller Williams where I was from. And in very short order, we got recruited to a Keller Williams. And I didn't know the differences in real estate at the time. Honestly, the only reason I got my real estate license was so that I could earn more of the commission on properties that I bought. But an amazing thing happened. I got really good at finding great investment deals even though I had no money. And suddenly I became very popular because it turns out that lots of people like to make lots of money. And the hard part is not finding the money, the hard part is finding the great deal. So I inadvertently, unassumingly, got good at finding great deals, and then I became very popular among the investors and off took my real estate practice. I could teach, I could use my teaching background to get more listings, become an agent, I could be a team leader. Ultimately, I could be a regional director, I could be a teacher. Other people would hire me to come teach. And so I really am a teacher at heart, and it's what I love to do the most, and it's what drives me. If I could take me by the collar at 26 years old, I would say, don't be afraid of failure. In fact, everything great in your life is going to come from you failing. So just get it over with, just get through it. And fail faster, because if there's anything I wish I would have done, it would have been to fail faster and learn. Just learn. This is more of a journey of personal development than it was wealth building. And oh, by the way, along the way, I got to learn and make mistakes and do all those things. And it's what I've loved about my journey.